Introducing the new BMW M4 Competition Pack. It costs just £3,000 more than a regular M4, and yet its twin-turbo straight-six engine boasts another 19 bhp more than standard. Its chassis and electronic dampers are also stiffer than normal, and it comes on fulsome-looking 20-inch alloy wheels straight off the peg. Oh yes, and its new electronic diff means it will go even more sideways, even more easily if you switch the car's various safety systems off. But more of that in a minute. In the meantime, what's the M4 like to drive, well, normally?
So I have to admit, the last time I drove a BMW M4, it didn't strike me as being particularly underpowered or particularly unimpressive in the performance stakes. However, they have given it more poke. Only 19 horsepower. It doesn't weigh any less, so really you're not really going to expect that much more energy from the Competition Pack M4 purely in a straight line. Having said that, it does sound better, a little bit better, because you get the sports exhaust as standard, and it does feel to have just a bit more kind of crazed energy right up near the red line. I mean, that's third gear, and I don't want to be driving it any faster around this long sweeping corner than that. They say the 0 to 60 time with the DCT dual clutch gearbox has dropped 1/10 of a second, but that does drop the 0 to 62 time to 4 seconds dead. That's pretty outrageous for a car with 4 seats and that weighs 1,450 kilograms, and that can be yours for less than £60,000. So as we've said, they have not stiffened the suspension, they have put new springs and dampers in. And on a track like this, it works a treat. But having driven it on the road a fair bit as well, I reckon the M4 Competition Pack is right on the cusp of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable in terms of its ride quality and its general kind of noise refinement. There is definitely more tyre roar because the tyres are that much wider, and even in comfort on the damper settings, it's pretty firm. And if you put it into sport, or even sillier still, Sport Plus, and then drive it on the road, it's just bonkers. It's too stiff, it really is. They haven't made any changes to the steering as such, but because of the changes to the suspension, that has had a little knock-on effect to the steering. And I do think that the M4 Competition Pack steers a little bit nicer, a little bit sweeter than the standard car, but I still don't think it steers particularly nicely. It always feels a bit artificial. I mean, you can dial up or dial down the assistance with the electronics, and all that does is just kind of add weight into the system. There's never any real, genuine, touchy-feely communication between your hands, the steering wheel, and the front wheels. And that's a little element that always nags about these new M4s and M3s. The steering is good, but it is not great. They don't reckon they've done anything to the brakes on this car, but the way it stops is just rude. The pedal feel is fabulous. If anything, it's just a little bit oversensitive. When you're driving it slowly in amongst kind of traffic, it's very easy to kind of stand the nose in the floor completely by accident, just because there is so much reaction when you hit the pedal. But when you want it to stop in a big way, like that, wow. So in a straight line, there's not a great deal of difference between a Competition Pack M4 and a regular M4. It's in the twisty bits where it really counts. And in the twisty bits, it's just absolutely flipping marvellous, this car. Just brilliant. The extra stiffness that makes the ride comfort that kind of bit too firm on the road, it just works a treat on a place like this, on a track like this.
So the hard-riding, ultra-hard-hitting M4 Competition Pack might not be to everyone's taste. But come on, you don't buy a car like this for its ride refinement or for its sound insulation. You buy an M4 Competition Pack because it can do this sort of thing at the twitch of your big toe. and because it can thump just about any rival at similar money in a straight line, or under brakes, or pretty much anywhere, come to think of it. At last, it seems, the proper M car is on its way back. Click on the video windows to watch a track battle between the BMW M4 and a Lexus RCF, or watch a first drive of the Mercedes C63 AMG. Click on our logo to subscribe to our channel, or on the play icon to watch our latest video.